What is going on, you guys? This is Tech HD coming at you with a brand new video, and today we're going to be taking a look at BENQ's latest mobiuz monitor. This is the EX2710R, and it is a curved gaming monitor, and it's also the first that I ever reviewed being a V8 panel, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But we're going to be taking a look at what it comes with, talk about the specs and features, and see how it overall performs for gaming and more. So let's jump right in. So now taking a look at what you get in the box, we got the quick start guide, the remote, the backplate cover, the base, the arm, the AC power cable, the power brick, a mini USB to USB 3.0 cable, a DisplayPort cable, and an HDMI cable. Taking a look at the remote, we got the power button, the input, the 5-key navigator, the HDRi, the game mode, the brightness button, the menu, the audio preset, and the mute, volume up, and volume down buttons. Taking a look at the I/O ports, we got the power port, 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, a DisplayPort version 1.4, a headphone port, a USB 3.0 Type B port, and 2 USB 3.0 Type A ports. Taking a look at the bottom buttons, we have the power button that also acts as an indicator light, the 5-key navigator, and the input button. We also have the HDRi button on the bottom right of the monitor, and there is also an ambient light sensor in the middle. Now to add the backplate cover is very easy. Just have to go into the notches and apply some pressure and it'll just click in. Installing the base stand was also very easy. It just clicks in onto the monitor and you can easily remove it with the button. For the base, there's also a thumb screw to attach to the arm, and that is it. No tools required, and the monitor is also VESA mount compatible. Now taking a look at the specs of the monitor, it is a 27-inch V8 curved panel that has a resolution of 1440p. It has a response time of 1 millisecond MPRT. It has a refresh rate of 165Hz, and it supports AMD FreeSync Premium Pro. It has a 90% P3 color accuracy with HDR10 and display HDR400 support, and has a peak brightness of 400 nits. It also has a native contrast of 3000 to 1. All of this in the EX2710R is retailing for $599. Looking at the appearance, it has a gamer look, especially on the back and on the stand, but isn't too drastic and still looks clean in any setup. Overall, slim bezels on the side and top, and on the bottom has a nice gray matte finish where the speakers are located compared to other monitors like the EX2780Q. It blends a lot more in anyone's setup and color scheme. If you want to stick with the stand and not have it be VESA mounted, you have a good amount of flexibility when it comes to height and tilt adjustment. Now this monitor also offers 2.1 channel built-in speakers that use Trevolo audio to improve the treble, mid-range, and bass. You have the left and right channel in the front with a 5-watt subwoofer on the back, and they have 5 presets which are FPS, Cinema, RCG, SPG, and Pop/Live. So with that in mind, let's take a listen to some of the audio tests and see how it performs. Now keep in mind, if this doesn't interest you at all and you just use headphones, then you could easily skip the scene using the timestamp in the description down below.
The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter. Bienvenidos a México. We're doing it so much better. See you on the other side.
Bienvenidos a México. See you on the other side. Follow that car. Past me. Bienvenidos a México. See you on the other side. Follow that car. Past me. Bienvenidos a México. See you on the other side. Follow that car. Past me. Bienvenidos a México. See you on the other side. Follow that car. Past me.
Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Cordell Patterson, ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Cordell Patterson, ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Cordell Patterson, ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Cordell Patterson, ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Cordell Patterson, ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Throwing Semtex. Throwing Semtex.
Now, talking about the HDRi, there are 3 presets, which are Game HDRi, Cinema HDRi, and Display HDR. And for those of you guys that don't know, HDRi combines both HDR and Brightness Intelligence Plus to give you both the best colors and contrast and detail, so nothing is overexposed and too dark. You can see the detail in both the bright and dark areas and have vivid colors. Brightness Intelligence Plus automatically dims and brightens the screen depending on the environment by using the ambient light sensor, and you can see the icon on the bottom right where it's being used. So now with that in mind, let's take a look at some examples with the different HDRi presets. There are also 3 different color mode presets, which are RPG, racing games, and FPS, and you can edit those color modes through the menu settings and easily access them through the remote. Speaking of the menu, it has that gamer look but isn't too much, and everything is nicely organized. You can see what resolution you're on and what refresh rate you're running at. You can even see if you have HDR and AMD FreeSync Premium Pro enabled or disabled, and this monitor does support NVIDIA G-Sync as well. You can even customize the quick menu to your liking on each input. One of the things that's different from this monitor compared to other Mobiuz monitors is they added some RGB lights in the back and you can personalize it. For starters, you can turn them off if you don't want it, or if it doesn't show up in your setup, you can change the colors from yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, cyan, green, and teal. Now this monitor has a 1000 radius curvature, making you feel more immersed in-game and covering more of your field of view. It doesn't stretch out the display from what I noticed, since it's not an ultra wide and just having it be a 27-inch monitor, and everything still looks sharp and detailed since it has a 2K resolution. I will say it does take some time to get used to coming from a flat panel, but it really looks great when it comes to gaming and watching movies. Now, one of the major differences is that this is a VA panel, not an IPS panel, and there are pros and cons with this. One of the cons is, compared to an IPS panel, VA panels tend to have a poor viewing angle. You tend to have a noticeable loss in image accuracy when viewing from an angle, but because of this being a curved monitor, you don't really see it that often. I would still recommend having this monitor as a centered one if you're running a 3-monitor setup, as an example, like what I'm currently doing, so that you don't see that loss in image accuracy. Now, some of the major benefits you get with a VA panel though is the contrast. Most IPS panels have a contrast radius of 1000 to 1, but most VA panels like the EX2710R offers a 3000 to 1, and some monitors even offer a 6000 to 1 contrast ratio. So that improves the black levels and enhances the overall picture quality. IPS panels look more gray than black, and this will also help a lot when you're watching movies in the dark. The last benefit of the VA panel is the black uniformity, and that's when your monitor or TV display a bright image in the center of the screen in a dark scene, and of course having this monitor be a VA panel and having a higher contrast ratio, it outperforms any IPS panel, and you can really see the difference of the black areas and actually being black and not gray compared to IPS panels, and this will benefit a lot when watching movies and gaming. You see this comparison a lot when it comes to LED TVs versus OLED TVs, OLED being the king of black uniformity and contrast. So my overall thoughts on the EX2710R has been a great monitor, and not just for gaming but as an everyday monitor. What I mean by that is that you can use this monitor in any scenario and it'll be great for that. I of course use this for gaming a lot, playing on my PC, my Xbox Series X, and my PS5, and it has overall been amazing. On PC, however, I'm able to fully take advantage of that 165Hz refresh rate, unlike on the Series X and PS5, I'm capped at 120Hz, so I would say that this is more for PC gaming. This is, however, a 120Hz console ready, which means that I'm able to set my PS5 to be 1080p at 120Hz and my Xbox Series X to be 1440p at 120Hz. I'm still waiting for BENQ to come out with a gaming monitor that supports HDMI 2.1 and can do 4K at 120Hz. But overall, playing FPS games like Call of Duty, Splitgate, and Apex has also been really smooth, fast, and responsive when paired with that 1 millisecond response time. Using the HDRi feature has been also great and really brings those colors and contrast for both gaming and watching movies. Now, using this monitor for just regular browsing has also been great as well, and I've used this monitor a lot when it comes to watching just regular YouTube videos and typing up scripts, so nothing too crazy. I also even dove into some Photoshop and video editing to see how it performs as a curved monitor, and it's pretty doable for this one since the radius isn't so drastic. Most editors and graphic designers wouldn't use a curved monitor due to it distorting straight lines, but it hasn't really bothered me, and I like it because it covers my whole field of view as well. It really depends on what you're working on, to be honest. Now, diving into the speakers, I really like it and I highly recommend them if you want a minimalist setup and don't want to have so many things on your desk like external speakers and a subwoofer. I personally like the SPG mode audio preset for just watching YouTube videos, and sometimes the FPS preset if you don't want that much bass. Those tend to sound the best in my opinion. Now, diving into this monitor being a curved display, it's definitely something that takes time getting used to, but I overall love it, and this is my first time using a curved monitor on a 27-inch screen, and it really makes you feel more immersed and focused, and it covers your whole field of view as well, and nothing looks stretched out, so I love it so much that I made it as my secondary monitor in my 3-monitor setup, as you can see behind me, replacing the EX2780Q. Also, talking about this being a VA panel, the colors looks the same to me compared to an IPS panel, and since this is my middle screen, I won't have to worry about any of the viewing angles. It's noticeable but subtle in person, and it isn't a deal breaker to me. I also like the better contrast ratio and black uniformity. I feel like those two things paired with the HDRi really makes the gameplay look amazing. Now, there is one con that I want to mention, and that is when I enable HDR on my PC or other consoles and it automatically enables HDRi. The black areas looks more blue and it's like it adds a blue tint to it. It's not that noticeable when there's actual gameplay, but you will see it in areas that's supposed to be black. But if I disable HDR and do the emulated version of HDRi, that blue tint is not there. and sometimes the emulated HDRi looks better than the actual HDRi. I know that HDRi focuses more on the blue of the color spectrum, which is most likely why, but I just wanted to let you guys know about that as well. But there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and my thoughts on the EX2710R curved gaming monitor from BENQ. Like I said, this will be my main gaming monitor from here on out. And so whenever I'm streaming, jump into my Twitch. Let me know if you guys have any questions that I didn't answer on this video or any BENQ monitor that I reviewed in the past as well. And I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so that you guys can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. As always, TechHD. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!
Yeah.